What's up, homies and homiettes? It's your boy Hoom Boom back with another segment of the Hold Up Show. And hold up, who stays and who goes? Today we're going to be reviewing a news article from CBS News on the Eagles cap space, pending free agencies, and off-season plans, as well as we'll be going through this year's roster and saying who should stay, who should go, and who's a possible trade candidate. Let's get into it. Hold up. Now, here is our news link from CBS Sports. Philadelphia Eagles cap space, pending free agencies, more. Here's what to know about the offseason. For the second time in franchise history, the Philadelphia Eagles will enter the offseason as defending Super Bowl champs. The Birds destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl, what is that, 59? I think. 40-22 in New Orleans earlier this month, and some of the biggest plays in the win were by players added to the team in free agency and the NFL draft. The Eagles executive vice president and general manager Howie Roseman and the rest of the Philadelphia front office will have plenty of tough decisions to make as they try to load up for another Super Bowl run in 2025. Jeez, what's up with these pop-ups? Get this crap out there. Sorry about that. Here's what you need to know about the Eagles' pending free agent, salary cap, and more as the offseason begins. Who are the Eagles' pending free agents? The Eagles have 16 pending free agents entering the offseason, including defensive end Brandon Graham, BG, who will likely retire after playing his final game in the Super Bowl. Hey, man, run it back one more. You won the bowl, run it back one more time. Why not? I mean, if you're up to it, why not? Earlier this week, the Birds released offensive lineman Nick Gates before his contract was set to expire. I wonder why. Does he still get a ring? Here are the team's pending free agents organized by offense and defense and special teams. So, on the offensive side, we have Mekhi Becton, unrestricted. Stay. For sure. Pay that man. He has the potential to be the next great right guard. And with Lane Johnson at the tail end of his career, could possibly take over for Lane Johnson at that right tackle spot. So, Howie, pay that man. Let Stoutland University continue to develop him into an awesome lineman, right? Next, we have CJ Uzomah, unrestricted. Didn't really have an impact to me. Didn't even know he was out there or even still on the team, so he can go. Right tackle, LaRavian Clark, unrestricted. Again, did not notice an impact from my end. Did not even notice he was on the team. But if he is some sort of valuable contributor or some valuable depth to the best offensive line in football, if it's cost effective, bring him back. If it's not, or you don't see long-term depth or potential growth in him, get rid of him. But original stance is get rid of him. Didn't see an impact. Fred Johnson, unrestricted. Big Fred Johnson, stay. Pay that man. Excellent depth to the offensive line. So he definitely contributed to the best offensive line in football. Offensive lineman Jack Driscoll, unrestricted. For the right price, he could stay, but the ultimate verdict on him, or the final verdict, he can go, right? He's been on the team for a few years. We have not seen him catapult to a starting role. He has been good in spot rotations with depth and injuries, but overall, he can go. Wide receiver Britton Covey. Britton Covey restricted. Mr. Covey had sure hands on punt returns, kick returns, and things of that. Not really explosive, not really nothing glaring that pops off the screen, except that he's reliable. For the right price, bring him back. If you could find an upgrade, he can go. So final verdict on Britton Covey. He can go, right? Excuse me. And we have the final free agent, our pending free agent for the offense. Kenneth Gainwell, unrestricted. I like Gainwell. I always thought he was a okay change of pace. He had some moments this season. He has looked like he has improved year after year, if only slightly. But he can go. We can get another running back in the draft, or undrafted free agent, or some sort, right? But if none of that works out, and the money is right, I mean, low tier money, I see no problem with bringing him back. But the final decision, he can go, right? Now, on to the defense. Defense end, Josh Sweat, unrestricted. Now, they tiptoed with bringing Josh Sweat back last year, right? For whatever reason. He is still fairly young, did not hit the football prime yet. Yeah, I think he's just entering it or about to go into it. He's probably going to want a nice size payday for being a pass rusher. He had 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. He's pretty reliable. But if we have the option to get Myles Garrett, he can go. But if Myles Garrett is not on the table and salary cap permitting, like price is right, final verdict, he can come back, right? Homegrown, home developed, bring him back. Brandon Graham, you already know how I feel about BG, one of my favorites, one of the greatest stories in Eagles, if not football history. All around good dude, stand-up guy, brings a smile and it brings a certain energy to any room he's in. He could do whatever he wants. At the very least, he should be some type of defensive line coach or team ambassador, right? Keep that man getting paid because he deserves it. But whatever he wants to do, open arms to welcome back, right? Zach Vaughn, defensive MVP of the year for the Eagles, unrestricted. No brainer. He's coming back. Probably had the best linebacking season of any Eagles linebacker in history. I mean, let's just call it for what it is, right? Avonte Maddox, unrestricted. He can go. I've seen enough, right? For all that he was supposed to be bringing to the table. Once you've seen, as far as a third corner, inside slot corner, once you've seen Cooper DeJean, night and day, like no comparison. He can go, right? Defensive tackle Milton Williams, unrestricted. Great homegrown story. Excellent development. Took a real big leap this year as far as his impact and his moves and things he did on tape. I would think it would be hard to keep Milton Williams, right? Unless they do not see a future with Jordan Davis, and Jordan Davis does not do all the things that they look for in a defensive lineman, and then they look to trade him for some assets or draft compensation, I could see them very well dropping a bag on Milton Williams and pairing him next to Jalen Carter for the foreseeable future, right? So my final verdict is, if you can, bring him back. We want him back. Linebacker Oren Burks, unrestricted, had an impact late in the season after Nakobe Dean went down. For the right price, bring him back. Great linebacker depth, great spot duty, just in case any injuries do arise in the linebacking corps. He filled in very nicely. Bring him back. Right? Cornerback Isaiah Rodgers. This is a tricky one, right? This is a tricky one. Because he showed some flashes and he showed some, what are you doing? Right? And we know big play Slay will probably not be returning. Or if he is returning, he probably will be a cap casualty cut or something sort of that. If he's, he's just up there in age. And he was starting to show signs that the tread is low on those tires, right? Love big play Slay. Love him since he's been here. Past my expectations of when they got him from Detroit, right? But when it comes to Isaiah Rodgers, he's younger, still has time to grow and work on his game and all that. He kind of knocked off the rust from that 1-year suspension. He rebranded himself, after that unfortunate situation, and showed that he definitely belongs in the NFL and does have the potential to be a top 15 cornerback in the league, right? But it's going to come down to money with him, and we have a plethora of cornerbacks, from the Keely Ringos I would like to see get a chance, to Cooper DeJean playing on the outside I would like to see, along with Quinyon Mitchell, and just the cornerback. They've been drafting very well at cornerback and free agency at cornerback. So it's going to be crowded. Would I like to see him back? Yes. Do I think he might be back? Probably not. Right? And linebacker Ben Van Sumeren, exclusive rights free agent. Heard the name. Didn't really see too much of the impact. Maybe he's a special teams guy. If he is a viable linebacker in this system and you have the exclusive rights, I don't think the price tag will be high. Bring him back, right? Bring him back. It seems that this past year, as far as regarding linebackers, between Vic Fangio's system and I guess the players he prefers, and Howie Roseman, this has probably been their best year of linebackers, right? Moving on to special teams. The only special teamer, long snapper Rick Lovato, unrestricted. Don't think he'll cost that much. If he's still effective and still does his job at a high level, bring him back. I believe he's a fan favorite to some degree, right? Now, when does free agency begin? Free agency begins at the new league year on Wednesday, March 12th at 4 p.m. The NFL legal tampering period will begin that prior Monday, March 10th at noon. During the legal tampering period, teams are allowed to enter into contract negotiations with agents of players who become unrestricted free agents at the start of the 2025 league year. No deal agreed to during the legal tampering period can become official until the new league year begins. The deadline for teams to use the franchise or transition tag is on Tuesday, March 4th, the week before, at 4 p.m. So, how much salary cap do the Eagles have? According to the over the cap, the Eagles have about 19.5 million in cap space. I am pretty sure Howie will do something about that with some contract restructurings and some cap maneuvering and wiggling and all that. The Eagles have 17 million projected in effective cap space, which is the amount of cap space a team will have after signing at least 51 players and its projected rookie class to its roster. On Wednesday, the NFL revealed that the projected salary cap will increase again. The cap is projected to fall in the range of $277.5 and $281.5 million. Highest it's ever been for football. When is the 2025 NFL draft? The draft will be April 24th to 26th in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So the draft, being as though free agency will start before the draft, if you see some things or some players not be signed or not be accorded, you have your idea of what the draft strategy may be from those moves, right? But then there's always that after draft rush back to free agency to get the best of the rest if a team wasn't able to address certain needs through the draft because the players that they targeted weren't available. So it's like two free agencies in the offseason. It's the one before the draft where you're trying to lock up the top of free agency's marquee players, and then you have that after draft free agency frenzy where you are trying to get the best of the rest tailored to your team, right? So how many draft picks do the Eagles have? The Eagles currently have 7 draft picks in the 2025 NFL draft. Roseman loves to will and deal picks before and during the draft, so this always has a chance to change. Here are our picks. Last pick in the first, last pick in the second, third. You know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles when you're a Super Bowl champ. We have 7 picks and none past the 5th round. Interesting. But like they said, I also do expect this to change to some degree because we know Howie loves the deal, right? When is the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine? The NFL Scouting Combine starts on Monday, February 24th, and ends on Sunday, March 2nd at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The Combine is an annual event where teams evaluate potential draft picks, negotiate deals with other teams, and more. So, that is where things currently stand on who should stay and who should go, right? But then I also want to look at the roster for potential trade targets, right? People that are on the roster that Howie may deem are no longer part of the Eagles' long-term future, or they just didn't all the way fit the scheme and they're ready to move on while their value is high of coming off a Super Bowl victory, right? So let's get into that. So here's the roster active of this Eagles past season, right? So as we see, Saquon Barkley, Zach Baum, Mekhi Becton, Reed Blankenship, Thomas Booker the fourth, James Bradbury the fourth. Well, we know Bradbury's out of here, right? If not through trade, or hopefully his dead cat money is low enough to just cut ties and move on. Like, that might be the most painful Super Bowl ring he may wear, because I don't think he played it down. I think he was on the practice squad or injury reserve or something to that nature. Like, I don't think he's seen any field this year. Right? AJ Brown, Sidney Brown. Oh, I'm expecting Sidney Brown to make a leap, but don't be surprised if the Eagles do draft a safety or sign one. Oren Brooks, Grant Calcaterra, Paris Campbell. He should be gone. Jalen Carter, future superstar, megastar. Tyreek Castro Fields. Not familiar with him. Don't think he made too much of an impact unless it was on special teams, but he might be gone. Lewis Kine. Another DB I did not see. He might be gone. Ravian Clark. He should be gone. Elijah Cooks. Not familiar. Did not see him make any sort of impact. He'll probably be gone. Brenton Covey should probably will be gone. Jordan Davis, I believe, is a trade target. He's a run stuffer. He does not necessarily all the way fit how the Eagles like to use their defensive tackles. He is a massive man, but sometimes that does not translate on the field to be that, that massiveness. But we shall see. Things may change because he did come in this offseason looking incredible. He played well this year, all that. So he could probably make another transformation this offseason and become even better. Never know, right? Under Fangio's direction. Let's see, right? Tyron Davis Price. Not familiar with him. He can go. Nakobe Dean, I believe, is a trade target. He cannot stay healthy. He is eligible for an extension. I would think that they would try to move him while he still has a high value, even though he's injury prone, rather than let him play out his rookie deal without an extension. That could cause some locker room issues with chemistry. So I believe he is a trade target. Cooper DeJean, Landon Dickerson, Johan Dotson. He should stay. I believe he needs another full year in the system to really see what he has. And if he doesn't show anything by trade deadline next year, do what the Commanders did and move on. Jack Driscoll, probably be gone. Jake Elliott will probably be getting some competition this year. Hopefully he's able to figure out whatever was going on with the technique or mentally or whatever, because he is a folk hero for the Eagles and we want him back. Kenneth Gainwell, probably gone. Dallas Gant, rookie, he's here to stay. CJ Gardner-Johnson, CJGJ. Wow, man. Salute to you, brother. Dallas Goedert, don't be surprised if the Eagles draft a tight end. Dallas Goedert is winding down and becoming injury riddled. Brandon Graham, the great BG. Danny Gray, probably gone. Gabe Hall, rookie, probably will still be on the team. KJ Henry, not familiar. Bryce Huff, trade. Sorry, did not work. Unfortunate situation there. But he got some money, but he should be traded. Jalen Hunt, one of my favorite rookies. Expecting a big leap next year. Expect a lot out of you, brother. Learn all the positions you can. Linebacker, edge rusher, all that. Just learn it all because you got great potential, brother. Jalen Hurts, the man, the myth, the legend. EJ Jenkins, I've seen some things from EJ Jenkins. I think he should come back, even though he's a little older. But I think he should come back. The great Lane Johnson, LJ. Stay as long as you want, brother. Fred Johnson, Cam Jurgens, Trevor Keegan, all stay. Darian Kennard. still out on him, right? Cameron Latu, not familiar. He can go. Rick Lovato, stay. Vontae Maddox, go. The great Jordan Mailata, another amazing Eagles story. Brendan Mann, punter. He'll be getting some competition this year. Akshan Mathis? Yeah, not familiar with you. Tristan McCullum, not familiar with you. Tanner McKee, another favorite of mine. Hopefully you get the opportunity to be the full-time number 2 quarterback. Kenny Pickett, you can go. Quinyon Mitchell, my other favorite rookie. Him and Jalen Hunt, favorite rookies this year. Nick Muse, not familiar, he can go. Lou Nichols, not familiar, he can go. Perry Nickerson, he can go. Moro Ojomo, definitely stay. See flashes of him all year. Kenny Pickett can go. Eli Ricks, stay. That great cornerback drafting. Keely Ringo, stay. Isaiah Rodgers, if we can. Andre Sam, not familiar, but he's a rookie, so he will be here. Will Shipley. Will Shipley is the reason why you will not see Kenny Gainwell, because he showed some flashes of some explosiveness. Darius Slay, 34, 12 years in the league. Kind of hard to see him coming back, but if he still has years left on his contract, he will probably be traded to finally give those other young guys a chance to shine and develop. Anaya Smith, he will be here. Devontae Smith, the great Slim Reaper, another favorite of mine. Nolan Smith Jr., absolute madman. Very happy about the leap and the progression that you have taken, my brother. Especially seeing you hitting those pulling guards. Whew, I ain't seen nothing like that. Especially from a guy your size, because you're not really that big. You 230, 6'2". Bro, you be hitting them big guards, bro. Tyler Steen, stay. Mean Steen. Josh Sweat, it's possible. He could still be here. Brett Toth, stay. Jarrett Trotter Jr., you know he's staying. Ujima, you can go. I don't even know this guy's name. Lakin Vakala. I'm not even going to mess that up. But you're a rookie, so he's probably going to be here. Ben Van Schumeren, he should be brought back. Milton Williams, definitely. Johnny Wilson. Gotta work on your game, but I do see what they were trying to do with you, and you are a massive target. AJ Woods, he's another rookie, not too familiar. Probably will be back. And Byron Young, defensive tackle, did not make an impact. Not sure if you will be back or not, right? So those are my thoughts on who should stay, who should go, who's a trade target, and other things. And we didn't even bring up the Myles Garrett scenario and all of that, and how that could affect a lot of the signings and a lot of the cap, especially like the new cap money that came in this year with the cap rising, right? But it still is a very bright future for these Eagles, as long as everyone continues to develop, as long as Jalen is probably with the new offensive coordinator right this very second, working on whatever they need to work on to have a smooth transition and to elevate his passing game to go along with that top tier A1, A++++ running game that goes through the best offensive line and the best running back in the NFL, right? So I want to know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, share. This is your boy Hoon Boone and Eagles Nation in full effect. Peace.